Hi, I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to Astrology This Week, my summary of the astrology that's happening right now, March 3rd through March 9th, 2025. This is for all signs. All right, so we're going to talk about riding the lunar waves, talk about as the moon moves through Taurus and then Gemini and then Cancer, what you can expect, how you can use that energy. Venus retro is super current. Powerful eclipse stories are coming to life. This is eclipse month. It is definitely one of the most intense months of the whole year. And this is the first week of that time. So we're going to get into all of it. Additionally, we have two aspects that are noteworthy and that will flavor the energy this week. So let's talk about the first one. Mercury in Aries making what's called a sextile, 60-degree angle to Pluto in Aquarius, because this is going to dominate the week. You'll be feeling that Monday into Tuesday. It officially happens Wednesday. It's going to be strong Thursday, Friday, even into Saturday. All right, so this week is very much based on this aspect. What can you look for here? Sharp and fearless thinking, meeting deep power, all right? Mercury rules thinking and speaking. Aries is the baby of the zodiac. It's bold, it's brave, it's sudden, it's unfiltered, it's raw. And Pluto is the ruler of the underworld. Our deep reservoir of resources are there. So we have this unfiltered speech meeting these transformative insights. So you may this week have conversations that are very important, ones that cut through the noise like a laser, getting through all of the crap, all of the nonsense, and just having those important discussions. And this is a nice aspect. So unless you're getting affected by some other thing that's going on in your chart or in general, this should be a very positive thing if it's directly related to this aspect. There may be intensity, but there's definitely constructive ideas going on here. Debates, it's perfect for persuasion, strategic planning, uncovering hidden truths. You may also find this week the revelation of secrets or power dynamics or what makes people tick. You may get more insights into why people do the things they do or why certain people do the things they do. You may get this information directly from them. People may be speaking boldly. You may be one of those people. Things that were once kept in the shadows may wind up being revealed at this time. And it's a fearless energy. This is fearless self-expression. It's a powerful time to make these bold declarations and to speak with impact, while at the same time remembering that with Venus in retrograde, sometimes we have our Venus goggles on. So if you are feeling like you need to make a bold declaration, if it's about something really, really important, you may consider doing it on a smaller scale that would be more easily fixable, because the other thing to know that we have to flavor everything that happens this month and beyond is that the Venus retro goggles may cause you to see things differently than they are. You may see them more like the worst things about them more critically, or they may have a rosy hue. All right, so making bold declarations to yourself, like making a decision about something that's quiet, or that you're just talking to a few people about, or that you're not doing a final thing with, might be the best way to honor the Venus retrograde energy while still, really feeling and using this. Certain things are just going to need to be said, but choose your words wisely and try to not make any final decisions, knowing that every day that we move through eclipse month and Venus retro, things are going to change. It's going to be wild, and things can do a complete 180 in a day. So if you come to a definitive decision about something, in a couple of days you may have new information that completely changes it. But it doesn't have to stop you from making those inner decisions, or taking action on something important, especially if the risks are low and the positive potentials are high. All right? Also, don't hold back from deep conversations that really need to happen. Just be really, really careful with what you share because, again, you may change your mind. You don't want to make a final decision about whether you're leaving a relationship or leaving a financial partnership unless you're doing it through experimentation, like taking a break or, taking a finite amount of time to feel into something. But this energy can help you take action on something, but those somethings that you do, consider making them a shorter term thing. Now, if you have flexibility in your decision, like you're taking a course that has flexibility in your study, or you're taking a job that is contract work, or, something that has flexibility, is really good to take action on now. So all this fiery energy of Mercury and Aries can be used, especially if you're doing something that involves flexibility. Okay, so on the topic of the eclipses, this month we are going to have the last Aries eclipse in the Aries-Libra eclipse cycle that is coming to this conclusion of 2 years, early 2023 to now, of things having to do with yourself versus other people, and your individual empowerment versus your relationship space. So you will see storylines building this week that involve this. And for the last couple of months, this may have been coming to a head. So you may see more and more every day that we get into March, some outcomes from that. Okay, then the last aspect to talk about before we go through the flow of the lunar cycle is in the days around the 7th and the 8th, maybe you'll feel that like the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, really the last half of the week. The sun is making a beautiful aspect with Mars, which is recently direct. So you may be getting ready to take action on some important things, and the sun making a nice angle to Mars can definitely give you clarity in certain areas. Venus going retrograde is going to bring you confusion in certain areas. So, understanding that certain things are going to get super clear while certain things are cast into uncertainty, certain things are going to move forward while certain things are slowing down, and just aligning your actions with those rhythms. If something's going inward and backward and going to sleep, if you try to make it not, you will have a lot of stress. But if you switch your energy to put it behind the thing that is lighting up, that is waking up, that is super clear, then you will have a lot less frustration, a lot more flow. And, this sun in Pisces, trining Mars in Cancer can really, really help you with flow. It's creative flow. It's gentle power. It's aligned action. It's motivation that's flowing from intuition and emotions. It's a highlighting of family and home and housing. It's highlighting deep feelings and dreams, the ones you have at night, and personal connections. This combination that you'll feel for a lot of the week really is actions that are feeling guided by spirit, guided by emotions, guided by connection. It's a less forceful type of energy. It's really more about moving with these natural rhythms. And it has a very high EI, emotional intelligence. It's like actions that take into consideration all of the subtle factors that may be part of it. So this week is amazing for these creative pursuits. I talked about this a lot last week because we are very much having a lot of Pisces energy, not only because the sun, of course, is in Pisces for this time, this week, and the weeks around now, but also because we have a lot of aspects, in Pisces occurring. So this pursuit of arts and music and writing or passion projects or inspiration or spiritual or psychological pursuits or, dreamy, ethereal rest or retreats, all of those kind of things are really going to be very, very current this week. And it sets the space for conversations that heal, leadership that nurtures, and action with empathy. This is the type of energy we're feeling this week. Of course, whenever we have water aspects, it's an amazing time to follow your intuition. Your intuition can come in the form of a waking dream where you're in a restaurant and a song comes on just when you were thinking of what to do about something. It's like the answer comes through a song. Or it can come through that gut feeling you get, whereas you go to make a decision on something, you don't feel good, or you do feel good, and you get guided that way. This is a time to move in a way that really aligns with your emotions and aligns with what feels right, rather than forcing things. Because even though Mars is direct, and it will wake up a lot of things, and it will be a time to take assertive action, it's not out of its grogginess yet. It is only recently moving direct, and there is still like a finesse that's needed to use this Mars energy, in the best ways. All right, so let's talk about the moon moving through Taurus Monday the 3rd, Tuesday. Well, I guess I won't say Monday because I guess these dates are going to be different depending on your time zone, but we'll just say the beginning of the week for you. The first couple of days, 2 or 3 days, we're going to have the moon in Taurus. And this is going to be bringing with it a desire for stability, for comfort, for pleasure. It's perfect for self-care and grounding and indulging in your physical senses. Then as we factor in Venus retrograde, which starts out in Pisces and will go into Aries. Actually, I just said that backwards. It starts out with Venus in Aries, and it does spend a lot of time retrograde in Aries, and certainly this week, and then eventually it will get back to Pisces. But when you combine the moon in Taurus with the energy of Venus retrograde, this revisiting of past pleasures, past, things that tasted yummy, that felt good on your skin, comfort, nostalgia, old connections, so combining the retrograde energies with the moon in this placement, you could go back to things that were very comforting from the past. Okay, so then like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to have the moon move into Gemini. And this is super busy, mentally busy, physically busy. You'll be going around doing everything, talking to everyone. Restlessness is going to kick in. Expect more conversations, more communication, more curiosity, more social interactions. And then as you combine this with Venus retrograde, you may get blasts from the past, that phone call from someone who you haven't talked to in forever, There could be anything having to do with places that you've gone in the past, or social groups from the past, or things that you thought of, or projects from the past may come up, writing projects or things like that. So yeah, the moon in Gemini, which is, you're going to be feeling that a lot of this week. It's very quick thinking. It's ruled by Mercury. It's very agile. It's very busy mentally. But then when you add that to the Venus retrograde, it's definitely thoughts from the past, people from the past, things from the past coming through. Then towards the end of the week, we'll have the moon in Cancer, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th. And this changes, this emotional depth combines with the other water energy of Pisces. But it brings this focus on Cancer-related things like the home and the security and your inner world. Cancer has been very strongly focused on with Mars spending the predominance of time in Cancer and recently direct in Cancer. And now with the moon in Cancer, you will find your needs emotionally, your needs domestically, your needs as part of a family, whether they're the ones you were born into or the ones that you created around you. And it will make you crave these true connections and this sense of belonging. And you may find yourself going back to a place that felt like home or was home, or may find you wanting to hole up at your house or be comfy and cozy, So in general, adding in the Venus retrograde this week, it's a time to reflect on past love and financial choices and see what patterns need to shift. It's a chance to give yourself permission to slow down and enjoy life, and to let the things light up that are going to light up and let the things go dormant that want to go dormant. Definitely be careful of overthinking the majority of this week when the moon is in Gemini. And definitely as the moon moves into Cancer, honor those emotions and seek those genuine connections. If you resonate with how I teach and you want to learn, I have $1,500 worth of free promos. I've never given this much away at once during a promo. If you go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com, you can see more about my very comprehensive astrology certification course, all the features that it has, the, forum to ask questions, the ways that I basically approach astrology as a language. I'm multilingual, and I've always seen astrology as a language, and I teach it as a language where we start at the ground up, build it up, and keep building through over 100 modules to help you help yourself and your friends or family. And if you want to earn money doing it, the course will help you do that too. Right, so you can see the $1,500 worth of promos and see more about the course at beastropro.com, beastropro.com. If you want all of my content early and you want to not miss anything from me, because YouTube doesn't always let you know when I make my weekly post, my new moon, my full moon, my monthlies for each sign, and some other random ones, then go to anniehelpsyou.com, put your name and email address in. I will not spam you. I only send a weekly newsletter that is rich in content and links to my my things that I made for you. Basically, most of my work in the world is free, and my newsletter, the vast majority of what goes on in the newsletter is linking you to more free stuff that I made for you. So you can see all that at anniehelpsyou.com. Get my eclipse resource page, get my retrograde resource page. You'll be feeling those eclipses. You'll be feeling those retrogrades. You'll want to know the best ways to use them. And you also get so much more. My 28-day virtual coaching program, my monthly write-ups a month ahead with the sweet and salty dates and what to do on those dates. All right, so I hope you have a wonderful week. Look out for my next weekly, my new moon, full moon, and my monthlies, and I'll see you soon. Bye.